Hey everybody, thanks for joining us today. I'm here with a really special guest. This is Paige Wilkinson with American Family Insurance. She happens to be my personal insurance agent and she's also my daughter. So I wanted to bring her on today because I'm getting a lot of clients that have been contacting me about the recent earthquakes that we've had. When we had the one that was the larger one, and then since we've had so many aftershocks, a lot of people are concerned about the condition of their home and they're worried that we're going to continue to have earthquakes and possibly a bigger one. So I thought it would be beneficial to bring Paige on today. They offer earthquake insurance. So I'm going to have her explain a little bit about what the process is, how much it typically costs, if it's affordable and whatnot. So, but first I'm going to have Paige just introduce herself and tell you a little bit about where she works and what she does. So go ahead, Paige.
Thank you so much. So yeah, my name is Paige Wilkinson and I'm with American Family Insurance. We've been in business for about 7 years and we offer many different lines of insurance: auto, home, life insurance, commercial, business, miscellaneous, really anything that you need we can help with. So yeah.
Earthquake too. So we'll just jump right in. Okay, so I know for me, I've always had earthquake insurance, and well, I guess I haven't always had it. I've had it since you've been my insurance agent because you've explained to me the importance of having it. But the surprising thing for me was how affordable it was. So I think if you can kind of maybe touch on why it's important to have it and how earthquake insurance would protect somebody in the event that we did have a larger earthquake that did, cause some serious damage to somebody's home.
Yeah, many people don't realize that earthquake coverage is not actually included in your homeowner's policy unless you add that by endorsement. So you do have to actually add that onto your policy or purchase an earthquake policy in order to have coverage if there were to be some type of a natural disaster caused by an earthquake. So it's a really important coverage to add to your policy if possible. There's a lot of different options that we can add to the policy as far as, whether you want earthquake on the dwelling structure itself, the personal belongings, other structures, the brick veneer, and we can also customize your deductible options as well. So like Heather mentioned, a lot of people don't realize that it is actually really affordable, and we can, like I said, customize it so that it's affordable for you and also fits your needs coverage-wise. So it's a great coverage to have if you don't already have it, or if you're not sure whether or not you have it, please reach out to us. We're happy to help. We can have quotes worked up really quickly, and like I said, it's a great coverage to have on your policy.
Yeah, one thing that that I learned just over the last few years is I own several rental properties, and so the last thing I need is to have a big earthquake and have multiple homes that I'm responsible for that are damaged. So as I was insuring each property, the older homes are typically a little bit more to insure. If you have a home that's full brick, that's more to insure. And I learned that you can, with that customization, talk a little bit about that because, like, for example, I have a home that's all brick and I opted to not do replacement for brick. So maybe talk about how you can really customize to get the cost down for somebody, and maybe touch on like how deductibles and things like that would work in the event that there was one, and even personal contents.
Yeah, so depending what we usually do, so let's say Heather, you were to call in and you asked to get a quote on earthquake insurance. First and foremost, we're going to identify exactly what you need the quote for. So, we're going to collect your property address, and when collecting that information, we're going to determine, okay, does this person have brick veneer? What do they have for personal belongings? Do they have outside structures or other structures that we need to consider including coverage on, in that area? After identifying that, what we'll do is we'll put together some options for you. And based on those options, we will actually differentiate the cost for each area. So that way we can say, okay, here's the total price, but here is, what the premium is line by line. That way you can look through and you can kind of determine what is most important for you, and add them accordingly. So in the event that there is, an option where we can go outside of what we're looking at for you, we'll also do that. So, really it is truly super customizable, and we can kind of just do it to best fit your needs.
Okay. And then what about if somebody lives in like a condo or a townhome or something? How does that work? Are you able to insure those? Because I know most, well, not most, but all townhomes and condominiums, they have blanket coverage through their HOAs. So what can you offer as far as that goes?
Yeah, so we're all about education and also kind of digging a little bit deeper as well so that we can help you figure out what you actually need. We do get a lot of inquiries for condominium policies, and what people don't realize is that your homeowners association should have a master policy, and if they do have that master policy, they may have earthquake coverage included. So what we typically like to do in that scenario is help get in contact with your homeowners association for you, and then we can help with our knowledge identify what type of a policy you actually need for your townhome or for your condo. So that's typically the route that we take for that, because there are different options depending on what your homeowners association actually covers.
So if your homeowners association doesn't have earthquake, and they're not going to provide it, because I know a lot of them don't, because it adds a big cost, to the monthly HOA fees, can you insure people's property inside or their walls in, or is it just complicated? And how does that work?
Yeah, we can. So kind of, back to identifying what is best for that condominium owner, we can actually even insure their individual unit, just depending on certain details, but we can insure the individual unit itself as well, so that they have coverage for their structure in the event of a total loss. And then we can also insure the personal belongings inside, as well as the deductible requirements for the homeowners association, meaning if your homeowners association does have earthquake insurance, many people don't realize you will have to pay the HOA's deductible in most cases if there is an earthquake. So that's actually insured under our earthquake loss assessments as well. So lots of different options for condominium unit owners that we can, help get policy.
So what does that mean? So you're saying if someone owns a townhome and the condominium deductible per unit is $10,000, the owner of the property could insure that underneath the policy, and you guys would pay that deductible if in the event something happened, if they had the coverage?
Yeah, if something happened, then depending on your policy limits, of course, then it's something that could certainly be covered, as long as that's, we took that into account and we listed that properly. Depending on the limits, again, that's, more specific to what somebody's purchased, but as long as it fits within the limits they have covered on their policy, then it would certainly be something that could be covered.
Okay. All right. Well, that's really super helpful. So tell everybody where they can find you, where they can contact you if they do want to get an earthquake quote. Maybe give us your website, and I'll also link to it as well. Are you on social media? Where can people find you?
Yeah, so we're actually just right here in South Jordan, so not far. You guys can contact us by phone at, I'll give it to you guys, it's 801-302-7229. You can also email us directly. My email is pwilkins@amfam.com.
Okay.
And you can, of course, visit us at our websites as well, which it sounds like Heather's going to link. But if you just Google Paige Wilkinson Insurance Agency, we'll pop up everywhere. So you can select a quote request or an inquiry that way as well. And if I'm tagged in this Facebook post, you can message me on Facebook. Really, anything works for me. So.
Okay. You will be tagged. And I know you offer other insurance too, auto, life, just like you said. So if anybody wants a quote, or somebody wants to have their actual policy looked over to see if I know with insurance, a lot of times people go years and they don't go back and look at what they actually have insured. So sometimes it's good to evaluate your policies and see if there's any areas where you can save some money. So especially right now where saving money is really on people's minds. So thanks for taking time out of your day to get on this little interview, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, sounds good. Good
See you later. Okay.
See you later.
Yeah, bye.